All right, so many big announcements from CD Projekt today. It is insane. Check out the headlines right here. Cyberpunk sequel Project Orion officially revealed. CD Projekt RED is ready to deliver the biggest sequel in gaming history. Can they pull it off? We have all new details about what to expect from this. Plus, also, check this out right here. New Witcher saga to release 3 games in 6 years. I kid you not. CD Projekt RED is trying to pull off the impossible. These are going to be big open world single player RPG experiences that are considered AAA, and they are going to absolutely try the impossible. Also, CD Projekt RED announces a third IP. It's not Cyberpunk and it's not The Witcher. It's going to be something brand new, and they are extremely excited about this one. We'll dive into that in just a moment. Plus, multiplayer is coming to every franchise at CD Projekt RED. But what does this mean for big single-player experiences? How will that impact those? And mentioning multiplayer, another Witcher game outside of The Witcher, the brand new Witcher saga, was revealed today. A new single-player and multiplayer Witcher game revealed. Finally, we get to see what the Molasses Flood is up to. I said to you guys, I was so curious to see what this development team was doing. But yeah, we got to see a long-term outlook right here as to what is being planned at CD Projekt RED. We have the Witcher franchise with, of course, Project Sirius by the Molasses Flood, new Witcher trilogy, and then another Witcher game by a third-party studio. But we also got to see Cyberpunk, what was going on there with the sequel, and then this mysterious new IP. So let's dive into everything right now, because there is a lot to digest. First of all, yes, we're going to start out with, I know what you guys are extremely curious about, the Cyberpunk sequel. Check it out. It is codenamed Project Orion. Cyberpunk sequel that will prove the full power and potential of the Cyberpunk universe, and it's going to be developed by the CD Projekt RED team. But it's interesting because they also announced a brand new studio that is going to be tag teaming with Vancouver Hub and Boston, and it is known as the CD Projekt RED North America endeavor, I guess you would say. And this Boston studio is going to be, of course, leading Project Orion, the Cyberpunk sequel. Check it out right here. It says CD Projekt RED also revealed what they call CD Projekt RED North America with the announcement of yet another new studio in Boston. This studio is in charge of leading the development of the Cyberpunk sequel. So yes, they're going to be using Unreal Engine 5, of course. And again, they didn't really tell us exactly what we're going to be getting with this. They're going to be building off of Cyberpunk 2077. Of course, expect it to be primarily an open world single player experience. Now, they did say that they would like to introduce multiplayer online to basically every franchise. They didn't state exactly what that means for this Cyberpunk sequel. But yeah, we'll get into the multiplayer stuff later. Let's stay on track with Cyberpunk as a franchise, because we got some updates about, yes, Phantom Liberty. I know a lot of you guys are dying for this brand new big expansion coming to Cyberpunk 2077 in, of course, 2023. Check it out right here. It says this, a major story-driven expansion to Cyberpunk 2077. Now, the big update is that it's in the final production phase. They have 350 plus currently involved on Phantom Liberty, and they are doing parallel development with this, as well as the brand new Witcher game. So yeah, I cannot wait to see what they do with the new gen technology for, of course, Phantom Liberty. It's nice to know that this is going to be next gen only, and I am so hyped. And it's considered a very major expansion. They did not say that they are going to be working on a second expansion. It seems like this is the one and only expansion. Now, again, you guys know that I want to see long-term support for Cyberpunk 2077. In fact, I want them to make a second expansion. We've already probably signed the petition. But yeah, I also want to see a Cyberpunk sequel on Unreal Engine 5. But anyway, let's keep going, shall we? So yes, let's talk a little bit more about this brand new Witcher saga, which is going to be starting out with, yes, Project Polaris. Going to be a story-driven open-world RPG built on the legacy of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, and it is very much in pre-production. They're still very much working on learning Unreal Engine 5, so this is quite the endeavor, something brand new that the team is, going through right now. So let's get into some details about this brand new saga. It says this: The new Witcher saga will be 3 games deep, and CD Projekt RED plans to release these 3 games within 6 years. I kid you not, that's insane. This is a AAA open-world RPG experience building off the success of Witcher 3, of course. Furthermore, it goes on to say this: CD Projekt RED revealed their production plan for further years beyond 2023. The next 3 releases from CD Projekt RED after, of course, Phantom Liberty will be focused around the Witcher franchise. Pre-production for 2 of these games are already underway. So they're going to rotate a lot of their focus for at least the foreseeable future on, yes, The Witcher right now. And then, of course, they're going to return to Cyberpunk afterwards. But take a look at the production stages for all of this. Now, Project Polaris, the new Witcher game leading the new Witcher saga, will lay the groundwork for what's to come with its 2 sequels. Now, this technology is, of course, going to be using Unreal Engine 5 and Epic Games updated tech. And they are so excited to be moving to Unreal Engine 5. And I can't blame them. They're going to get major support from a huge studio, if not the biggest studio in the world, Epic Games. So that's going to be really, really cool. Now, we also had another Witcher game that was also revealed. Check it out right here. It says Project Canis Majoris, story-driven single-player open-world RPG set within the Witcher universe. Now, this is going to be done by a third-party studio, but check this out. Here's the details. It says this: another Witcher game beyond Project Polaris is also being worked on. This is a major project and is called Canis Majoris, led by an external team of developers who will be using assets from Project Polaris to develop the new game. This external team is intimately familiar with working on earlier Witcher games. That gave me a sigh of relief. I was so worried when they were mentioning, oh, we're just going to throw this to an external team. But it's good to know they have veterans from the franchise that are going to be leading this project. Woo! Now, we also have Project Sirius, an innovative take on the Witcher universe, telling an unforgettable story for existing Witcher fans and new audiences. Now, this is the game that is by Molasses Flood. I've talked about them. We had heard rumors that they were working on something either in the Cyberpunk universe or Witcher. It is now confirmed to be the Witcher universe, but this one is going to be different. Check it out right here. The Molasses Flood is working on a new Witcher game that will be targeted towards a broader audience, meaning you can expect single player, but also the ability to play with others. Yes, the Witcher franchise is getting a proper multiplayer game. Some of you may cringe about that, but then again, some of you may actually be excited. Now, they didn't confirm whether this is going to be a PvP multiplayer or not, but I'm going to just go out on a limb, considering that there's a major single player component to this, that this is likely going to be cooperative play. That's just me speculating, of course, but based on the fact that they did say this is a primarily single-player experience with the addition of multiplayer, I'm assuming that's going to mean a cooperative play. Now, this is where the announcements get very interesting indeed. Check this out right here. We have this expanding with a third IP, Project Hadar. It's a new standalone IP distinct from The Witcher and Cyberpunk, and it's developed 100% internally and currently in the conceptual phase. This is huge. I was not expecting this news at all. So this is not basically underway with the entire development team, working on it right now. It's in its infancy, in conceptual phase. I am so curious to see how they're going to manage to pull off all of this. I thought for sure they were going to stick with just, of course, 2 IPs and play it safe, but CD Projekt RED is doing anything but playing it safe. They are expanding rapidly right now, so we'll see what happens. Now, a lot of you guys are wondering, hey, Robbie, what about The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt? What's going on with the new gen update? So that is still on track, and that is going to be releasing this year later on. And yeah, so that's going to be cool. It's also going to have content from the Netflix series and some new stuff there. So that is going to be awesome. I cannot wait. So we're going to talk a little bit more about the worrisome, I guess you would say, announcements today, in the fact that, yes, they're introducing multiplayer, the elephant in the room. And they say this to the most of our new games to enrich the single player experience. And again, some of you might roll your eyes about this, and some of you might be excited, I mean, GTA Online has been extremely successful attached to like GTA 5, for example, when you look at franchises that made it work. But check this out. CD Projekt RED reiterates and promises that multiplayer and online elements will in no way influence the development of their big single-player open-world RPG experiences. However, Unreal Engine 5 is going to allow CD Projekt RED to develop multiplayer for most future titles. So, we'll see what that means exactly. I want to see if all of this pans out to be true, but what it seems to me is they have dedicated studios for single player and a dedicated studio for multiplayer. And I think that's actually really, really smart. And they learned their lesson, I believe, with Cyberpunk 2077. It seemed like when people were really data mining this game, they discovered that multiplayer was in development for this game simultaneously. And I think they overwhelmed themselves with that. And yeah, they're scaling that back. They're saying, you know what? We need a devoted team to multiplayer and devoted teams to single player, which I think is smart. Now, we got to talk about things like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, because I know a lot of us love that show and we want more. Check it out right here. It says expanding into TV and film. So what's going on with that? So I have good news here. Check it out. It says Cyberpunk Edge Runners proved to CD Projekt RED that they made the right decision to expand their franchises beyond gaming. They have many more plans to continue with this, but can't share specifics yet. So to me, that just means we're going to get more anime. We're likely going to get more live action series. That's a long-term approach, they have said, when it comes to live action for things like Cyberpunk. But you know what? I think anime may be more often. You might see that more often for Cyberpunk, which would be really, really cool. Now, they are also planning to move into, yes, mobile games right here. They briefly mentioned it, and it sounds like they are in development or something like that, or perhaps a mobile game. And they plan to, of course, expand Cyberpunk into mobile gaming. I know, but we'll see again if they can actually, do something really cool with that. They already released Monster Hunter Slayer with The Witcher, which I guess was kind of well received. I don't know. I never tried it. Let me know if you guys actually tried it. So yeah, just to recap, they have a lot going on. They have 3 enduring franchises that they are really, really working on. More content for gamers, memorable single player stories and multiplayer experiences. And then yes, mobile, TV, film, and more with external partners. So they are constantly acquiring other studios, and there's been rumors in the past that they would be acquired by like Microsoft, but they have really said, hey, you know what? No, we're the ones doing the acquisition. So they have been very adamant about that, but it's cool to see that they're teaming up with Epic Games for Unreal Engine 5, and I'm super hyped for that. All right, as always, I love to go over your top comments from my previous video, so by all means, leave a comment down below. Let's go ahead and check out what my most recent video was about right here. It says, this is it, the moment you've been waiting for. CD Projekt RED next big update is upon us. Let's see what you guys had to say about what's going on with Cyberpunk and CD Projekt RED. Thomas Howard says the following: as happy as I would be if Cyberpunk gets a second expansion, the possibility of that expansion hinges on how Phantom Liberty does. Yeah, that's the only answer for sure. If Phantom Liberty fails and sells and that sort of thing, that's not going to be good for the potential of a second expansion. Honestly, I just want long-term support for Cyberpunk, whether that means they have a team constantly providing us with long-term updates, or they go ahead and hire modders to really bring us bigger expansions, because modders can actually do that. We've seen that before. It takes a lot of time, but can you imagine if a company like CD Projekt RED backed them financially? Man, that would be cool. All right, we also have this one from Highlander Knight, who says, I don't expect there to be a second expansion, but if there is, I will definitely buy it. Hell yes, absolutely. Furthermore, we have this one from Nila River, who says, for a second expansion, I actually want them to heavily flesh out all the life paths and add exclusive story missions, and endings. Imagine playing as a corpo, and during the Hellman interrogation, you get an offer to join King Tao and forsake further missions involving Takamura and Hanako, opening up corporate fixers and new story missions. Read more. I'm curious. Exclusive to the life path, Street Kid V could have missions to start their own legendary gang in Night City, opening up new fixers. As more people join your gang, Nomad V, you have an entire story about a clan in the Snake Nation trying to go to war with the Adalcaldos while hunting down V for being a traitor. Again, opening up the outskirts of the city with new quests and fixers. I love the idea. You know, that's kind of something that I was expecting them to do with life paths, and it would really extend the life of the game, make it more replayable, give you a real reason to enjoy the game from beginning to end over and over again. Now, Jason says this in regards to the frame drops since 1.6. I had some drops as well, but as soon as I turned off the cross save feature, it went back up. Don't know if this is what is causing the issue, but it's stabled out for me now. Hope this helps people. It's so weird you mentioned that. I don't know if something has happened with my game, but lately it's running better and better today, so that's really good news. But yeah, that's a really good tip right there, so go ahead and check your options. All right, so there it is, the latest happenings around CD Projekt RED, Cyberpunk, The Witcher, and yes, this mysterious new third IP. I promised you guys I would keep you in the know, and here we are. But thank you all so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and I will see you all next time. Take care.